What the deal, everybody? Welcome back to 2Rich2Miss Unscripted. We are back in the building, and today is Thursday, October the 22nd. You are now tuned into the Southern Urban Voice, the hottest voice in crypto, Mr. 2Rich himself. We are going to be talking about quite a few interesting things today. On today's show, as you know, we always talk about the market, and we got some good green on the charts today. Everything almost is in green, which is always a wonderful thing. If you're DCAing in, then you already know what the deal is. All right, we'll be talking about the DeFi market, and if you notice from yesterday to today, the DeFi market total value locked was at 11 billion, and today it is at 12. DeFi is going in the right direction and doing what it needs to do. As I always say, DYOR into DeFi, and you might find your way into some sick gains. All right, moving on, we'll definitely be talking about that as well. An article as DeFi reaches that $12 billion value locked. Then we will obviously be going through and talking about something that's pretty obvious. I mean, when the dollar gets weaker, everything, hard assets get better. And of course, we will be going through and talking about this wonderful article right here, where we're going to be dealing with yield farming. It's a really good reference article, and it's a good example of DYOR. And here we talked about this yesterday, and there's one other thing that I did forget to that I left out that I need to advise you about if you're going to be dealing with PayPal. So this is what we got going on today, and as you always know, the only real color that matters is green, just like on the chart. Let's get it. Welcome to 2Rich2Miss Unscripted with your host, the Southern Urban Voice, Mr. 2Rich. And this show is about providing you with cryptocurrency and digital asset news, education, and tips that you can use as you take this wild and exciting journey into crypto. And as always, remember, the only real color that matters is green. Let's get it. Black business shout outs from the 2Rich2Miss Unscripted YouTube show. The title of this book should not suggest any ill will toward meetings. Meetings are very important to any organization. Meetings are ideal for gathering information, delivering information, and promoting team efforts. Meetings can become unproductive, and to some, a complete waste of time. The purpose of this book is to encourage leaders to put more effort and thought into the structure of their meetings and help you meet with a purpose. Meetings on top of meetings on top of meetings. Leadership strategies to help you meet with a purpose. Available now on Amazon.com and AdrianFScott.com. Black business shout outs from the 2Rich2Miss Unscripted YouTube show. All right, welcome back to the show, and be sure to always support our black businesses that we're shouting out. If you want your business to be highlighted on Black Business Shoutouts, just shoot me an email over at info@richardhawks2.com. That's info@richardhawks2.com, and in the title, just put our Black Business Shoutout, and we'll get you covered there. Or just shoot me a DM on 2Rich2Miss over on Twitter, or shoot me a DM on Instagram at 2Rich2Miss on Instagram. And always be sure to like, share, and subscribe over on my YouTube channel on 2Rich2Miss on YouTube as well. as we get right into it here, looking at all of this wonderful green things going on the chart in the markets today, everything is going in the right direction. And as we all know, when the big boy Bitcoin starts to move, everything else starts to kind of move behind it. So we got Bitcoin right now, as of the recording of this video, 12,878 is looking good. And Ethereum right now at about $414. Bitcoin is up 4.4% today. Ethereum up 7% today. Bitcoin broke that $13,000 mark a little bit for a brief period of time before it came back down to where it is right now. And as you can see over in the altcoin forest, everything is going pretty green with the exception of some red that's in here as well. But most things are going green today. And hey, as I always say here on this channel, if you're looking at these videos, DCA is the way. And when you're DCAing in, when the market starts to rise up, the bags that you've accumulated rise up as well. Let's get over here and talk about DeFi. My wonderful little DeFi market over here has always got some good things going on, and it's still very early in this market. This is why I always say DYOR over here and find you some good projects, some good undiscovered, undervalued projects over here in this space, and hold on and hold on. Just like I said, I mean, we just think about it. We accumulated, which this goes right into the next article. We went from 11 billion to 12 billion overnight. So the total value locked into space went up by $1 billion overnight. There's something going on over in this space of DeFi as more and more people realize what's happening, and as the technology really starts to catch up and get balanced out and the market matures, and all of the for lack of a better term, the scammers and the criminals kind of really just kind of disperse, and the regular common money making people get over into the space. This is going to be huge, and it's going to really disrupt and knock off a lot of things, because quite frankly, the banks are just kind of sitting in the middle, sucking up a whole lot of money that really should be coming to us. So this is what DeFi is doing right now. So the more people realize what's happening over there, the more that more people are going to come on around. So I am not surprised at all. This article just goes through to reinforce everything that I'm talking about. And as far as for us older people, we are in the midst of looking at the market. We are once again looking at the internet when it was in dial-up phase, when it was in its dial-up stage, with the only exception that we can actually get in and invest in the projects that are going to actually be here after all of the nonsense kind of when the shakeout comes about. We already know that everything isn't going to be here, but there are some solid projects that are going to last. And we want to be here picking up on these ones that are going to last and ride them on out as this market grows and matures. So if you got a nice long time horizon, I mean, if you're looking 3-4 years out, 5 years out, and you're a dollar cost averager, and you're really just trying to get your way to build up some capital over time out here, this is the best time to get in, because the market is real low and there's a lot of good opportunities out here. Let's move on over to our next article that further kind of goes into what we're talking about here. It's common investment knowledge and investment 101. I guess if you want to say investment strategy 101. When the dollar gets weaker, hard assets get stronger. When the dollar goes down, gold goes up. And that's pretty much what they're talking about right now. As the dollar has been constantly being recreated and just printed and just spurted all out into the market, quantitative easing and such. As these things go on, it does have a negative effect on the value of the dollar. Now, will the dollar go away? Nah. Will the CBDCs come in and replace it and do more harm than good? Yeah. Will it happen tomorrow? Probably not. But will it happen sooner than we think? Absolutely. When will that be? We definitely, it's kind of hard to say, but I definitely think we're going to wake up one day and the first thing on the news that you're going to see is they're here, and you're going to see me live talking about it. But in the meantime and in between time, what we have going on as the dollar gets weaker, all this does is just make it better. It makes just for a better, more a better opportunity for us to be getting into Bitcoin, be getting into gold, be getting into silver, and getting into real estate. And this is for all of us, my whole audience. But this is especially true for my older audience that may already have some things sitting on the sidelines, and you're looking for a hedge. I mean, if you're looking for a hedge, just take a page out of the book of what these bigger companies are doing right now, and they're buying Bitcoin as a hedge to make sure that they don't lose as much as they're going to lose by just simply holding a whole lot of dollars. So it's just one of those things where we have to think outside of the box, and we have to be thinking about ourselves. The reason why I say the only real color that matters is green is because you have to make sure that your investments are right and your wealth is right. When your wealth is right, it gives you more options. It gives you more options to do any and everything it gives you more options. That's the best way to put that before I paint myself into a little corner here with that one. Now, so long story short, with this particular article, and all of these articles on my Twitter feed at 2Rich2Miss, if you want to go through and read them all, this goes right through to just continue to re-cement what I'm talking about right now and what's going on right now. And of course, there are going to be some dips along the way. Yeah, it's not going to go straight up. It's going to be some pullbacks and dips along the way. This fourth quarter is still going to be a little rough and rocky, I think, especially with everything that's going on. So there still may be some times for you to jump back in before everything really just goes totally insane. But DCA your way into the market. This next article here is really a good reference. And when I talk about DYOR and doing your own research, an article like this is a good starting point. Because an article like this, and when it goes in talking about yield farming, which yield farming for my older people is the simplest way to think about it is a savings account, right? With the only exception that you actually get real interest. But there are some other things that you do need to keep in mind before you just go through and say, oh, this is it, let's go. But you have to be DYOR, do your own research. And this article is a really good starting point. It goes through and it gives you some real information, and it talks about some things to really get you to thinking. Number one, small amounts won't cut it for a serious investor. So if you're going over here, that's some things to keep in mind. Know where to farm yields on DeFi. And then it goes through and talks about these things. And selecting the right farm, how to farm yields, and as it's going through all of these different things that is very important, I encourage you to go through when you're reading an article like this, that you go through to find out and you look at what all of these terms mean. Talk about find out what all of these things mean, especially when you're talking about the risks that are involved, because there's this thing called impermanent loss. And impermanent loss is you lose your money if you're on the wrong side of that. So you really should go through and take an article like this. And I know I'm scrolling through it rather fast here, but I want you to go through, look at an article like this, go through, dig out the terms, find out what everything means, and really see how this applies to you. When I say DYOR in DeFi, DYOR into what's going on with this yield farming, and then see how it can really work for you. Find the right projects that are right for you. Find out what impermanent loss is. And if you don't know what that is, do not get into yield farming and staking and all of that until you know what impermanent loss is and how it can negatively affect you and wreck and cause you to lose your money. And when I'm talking over here, not financial advice, but I always like to talk about the real and let you know what you could and could not run into. DYOR is very important. There's a lot of these YouTubers out here, especially ones with a 6-figure following. They are purposely shilling coins to you or pushing coins onto you because they're being paid to do it. And once again, and I'm not against getting paid for talking about a project, but we all need to know that when you're listening to other YouTubers, especially when you're listening to ones with such a fantastic voice as mine, you don't want to get caught up and think that we are total experts in this field, because we're not. And what we're meant to do is to spark your brain and to bring attention to something that may not have come across your radar. Now, one other thing here. Let's go through and let me just talk about really quickly to end this video off. I want to talk about this PayPal thing right quick. And I want to put this in the good and the bad, and we'll keep it real simple. The good thing about this PayPal thing is it will give you options to be able to use your crypto in some other places to make some purchases. It's going to make it give more eyes and more validity and more. It's going to give more of that social proof that the cryptocurrency space needs as far as brand recognition and it getting more mass adoption and such. Now, but the bad thing that I do want to warn everybody about is you will not be able to hold your own keys. And that's very important. Not your keys, not your crypto. Now, one of the many reasons why I talk about crypto.com, link will be in the description below, is that not only is it easy to use, not only can you buy crypto, but you can also move that crypto into your own wallet, into your own cold storage. You can move all of it, all of your crypto into your cold storage. And guess what else you can do? They also have a debit card. So you can actually move your fund. It's an off-ramp as well. So you can actually move funds from your wallet over into your crypto.com app, convert that into fiat onto your crypto.com debit card and go to an ATM or use the card or do whatever you so desire. Now, and I said that to say, as far as with PayPal, PayPal does have their card, and I'm sure they'll work it out to where you can move it from, convert whatever crypto you buy through them over into fiat on their card and all of that. But once again, not your keys, not your crypto. Now, you go into that knowing that. So if you is like Robinhood, if you are buying crypto on Robinhood, that is not your crypto. Those are not your keys. If you don't control the keys, it's not your crypto. Not your keys, not your crypto. So, would I be buying any crypto from PayPal? No. Because I can't take it off and put it in my wallet. If I can't take the crypto off the exchange or off whatever platform and put it into my wallet, because the whole point of cryptocurrency is to be able to control your own money and to control your own finances, all of it. And if you want to be able to lend your money out or put it into a savings account, or if you want to farm, which essentially is putting your money in a savings account or putting your money into what is the equivalent of a money market account, or if you're putting your money to work to be lent out, or if you're putting your money to work in a liquidity pool, you're getting fees and returns on that's greater than any savings account that you can get. But you do still want to make sure that you're doing your own research. And the whole point of saying that is you control that. If you buy crypto on PayPal, you can't take that Bitcoin that you bought on PayPal, put it in your wallet, and then move it over to a liquidity pool to start to stake to get rewards and earn interest and fees and all of this other type of good stuff that you can get when you go over there and you're doing it in a proper and efficient manner. So I said all that to say PayPal is definitely good for the sake of mass adoption, and it's good for people to know and to get the aha moment and get more people coming over into the space so that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies can really decouple from the stock market and really act and do what it needs to do as the reserve asset that we know that it is. So just always bear that in mind. And once again, most importantly, definitely go through, look at this yield farming ad. Go through and look at this yield farming article and definitely go through, read it, take it in, and really investigate this stuff. Look at what's really happening. Learn these terminologies over here, because I'm telling you, there's money over there. And but on the same token, there's danger over there. If you go over there and you don't do enough of your own research, and you go over there half-cocked, as the old folks used to say back in the day, you definitely will get wrecked. And the whole point of this channel is to provide you cryptocurrency news, information, and tools that you can use. And the biggest and the best and the most valuable tool that you can use right now is your brain. Research. Do your own research. There's money over here, but it's dangerous over here as well. But there's money over here. Do your own research. The only real color that matters is green, just like everything on the chart today. And as always, stay up, y'all. It's going down over here. DCA is the way. And when the chart is green, you really feel good about it. We'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.